Jack?
Oh, hey. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Hope you guys are doing well. I kind of missed the drama with all these discussions the past, I don't know, going on for weeks or whatever, but I'm a Catholic, and I was just interested because from what I remember hearing from clergy and whatnot has always been that the angel of the Lord is the second person of the Trinity, that basically everything that you've said.
Well, some Catholics are better than some Catholics are better than their theology, because most of the academic ones will deny that. But if you're talking to like just a local priest or something like that, he might actually just think from the Bible and the liturgical tradition that it is, because it's pretty clear in the Bible that it is. I mean, when Justin Martyr argues against Trypho the Jew, he argues that your text as a Jew show the angel of the Lord to be distinct from the Father, and that's the Messiah.
Yeah, I think I actually recall hearing about that before.
But the problem is that in the later Roman Catholic medieval discussions from Aquinas, and then the responses to Palamas from Barlaam, define that the light of Tabor is created, and Aquinas explicitly teaches that these are just visions. When Joseph, Jacob's wrestling with the angel of the Lord, these are visions, because God cannot be in time and space because he's not a body. So there's no way for the Lord can't stand there. He's not a body. In fact,
that's very interesting. Go ahead. There was something today, a reading we had today actually for the feast of Saints Peter and Paul was from Acts, right? When Peter is in jail and he has a vision of an angel and he's being guided out of the prison, and it says that Peter thought that this was just a vision, and he didn't understand that it was really happening until he was, of course, on a side street in Jerusalem, and he realized that it had physically happened. So, I mean, that I don't know if that was Christ being that angel, the angel of the Lord. I don't think it was, but
no, I think that was just an angel. Usually when it is a theophany, it's identified. And you'll notice there's a great paper I would recommend that's not very long, because you guys have heard me reference the Benjamin Sommer book, Bodies of God, which is the Jewish text, the modern scholarly Jewish text that admits multiplicity in Yahweh in the Torah and the Old Testament. This is a paper that somebody wrote at a seminar that compares Sommer's analysis of these theophanies, the Jewish scholar, versus Aquinas's analysis, and they're night and day. And we are saying that the Orthodox tradition is faithfully, accurately presenting what the Hebrew tradition is, and the Thomistic metaphysic explicitly departs from it.
That's interesting. Do you know if anything in the Thomistic philosophy has been dogmatized per se? I know transubstantiation and probably a million other things have been, but has there been anything about the burning bush not being
I think the
person of the Holy Trinity and whatnot?
There are later statements that for example, Trent says that what you partake of, and for the Orthodox, the uncreated light is the uncreated grace that we partake of. For Roman Catholicism at Trent, it is specified that the grace that you partake of is a creature. So it is not an uncreated reality.
Even like sacramentally being in like the mystery of the Eucharist, like that would be something that would be that's supposedly a creature. Is that what that doesn't make any sense?
We would argue that Roman Catholicism, because of its divine simplicity doctrine, does not have any explanation for what the divinity is in the Eucharist.
Can you expound on that a
little bit?
We
all agree.
We
all agree that no one partakes of the essence of God. So if you're Roman Catholic and you have a strict Fourth Lateran Council, Peter Lombard doctrine of divine simplicity, or a Thomistic doctrine of divine simplicity as your framework, then you're going to be forced to say that the grace that is itself in the sacrament is a creature. And that's what Ludwig Gott says. Ludwig Gott says the grace that you get in your soul is a supernatural created accident.
And why do you think Dr. Christopher Tomasłowski said you don't experience God in the Eucharist?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that individual or what.
Well, he's the Thomas professor. He's the Thomas professor that was in the debate.
He's being consistent. I'll give him that.
Okay. Is there like a distinction, I guess, to I guess maybe it's a semantical thing. Is it that you were not? Well, I guess you are. The Eucharist would be the total, like the Trinity is present, right? And the Eucharist, the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Christ.
I mean, not in the same mode. So it is the body and blood and soul and divinity of the Son of God. But the divinity there, according to St. Cyril and the Council of Ephesus and Orthodox theology, is the uncreated grace, light, and immortality of God, not the essence of God. Cyril has 2 letters where he talks about this.
Yes.
So that's the essence-energy distinction, and Rome rejects that.
And that's why Christopher said what he said. So he said that you're not receiving God. Is it not for the same reason though that you said that you're not receiving the essence of God? Is there some sort of? I'm sure there is a deeper philosophical difference there that I'm woefully uneducated and can't understand. But
you're not partaking of. Obviously, they want to say that you're. In some way, and it's contradictory, the essence of God is actually there because according to Aquinas, the substance of the essence of God is there, and the substance of bread is removed, and the accidents remain, and the accidents adhere in nothing rather than the substance, which is contradictory itself.
Well, they're not going to say that you can eat the essence
of the actual essence.
So they're going to have to say that it's
no way of saying you partake or directly experience God.
Yeah, so
which is why he said what he said.
It's right here in Ludwig Gott, the sanctifying grace that is in your soul from whatever source, when you're baptized or the Eucharist or whatever, is a created supernatural gift really distinct from God. So it is not God. But do you notice Proposition 5? It is a participation in the divine nature. Those are contradictory statements because there's no such thing as created God.
Yeah, that is interesting. Okay.
Yeah, good questions though. Appreciate that. We always welcome a civil Roman Catholic calling in.